Hello, my name is Toby Birch. I'm an authority on megatrends, macroeconomics, and the geopolitics of the 21st century. I have an excellent track record in forecasting these trends, and I was the only person who published a book in 2007 stating there would be a financial crash in 2008. By way of another example, back in 2006, I spoke at the World Commodity Conference, and I stated that gold would rise from $600 to $1,000 within just 18 months, and it did. Well, I've been an investment advisor since 1990, and I've managed hundreds of millions of dollars for individuals, institutions, and hedge funds. But I also work as a strategic partner for family offices, trust companies, and sovereign wealth funds also. So it wasn't just a case of me warning about the crash and helping investors then. I've since been guiding them through the knock-on effects of the quick fix solutions that have been put into place. My clients have also benefited from my in-depth knowledge of real assets such as precious metals and agriculture. But there's also a host of other investment opportunities which stem from these megatrends. Now, the flip side of any crisis is opportunity. And with my help, I believe I can benefit clients by finding these opportunities for them. Well, I provide three core services. First, I can give one-off consultations, or if you'd like a more ongoing service, I can have a presence on your advisory board, or can be a director of your fund or company. So my typical client is a wealthy individual, a financial institution, or even a sovereign wealth fund who look after their country's strategic reserves for their future. Second, I'm a renowned investment writer and author, and I can take knowledge which is full of complex financial jargon and distill it into its purest form that anyone can read, using examples from nature, science, and history. Third, I also have a very strong media presence and regularly appear on CNBC. So if you'd like me to speak at a conference or at an after-dinner speech, then I'd be very glad to do so. And in conclusion, if you want to stay ahead of the mega trends that are unfolding around us, then please sign up to my blog. Likewise, take a look around the website, and if you can see any areas of interest, then do please connect and get in touch. In 2007, I wrote a book called The Final Crash, subtitle Addictive Debt and the Defamation of the World Economy. It struck me that we're starting to see a financial bubble getting bigger and bigger. Now, one thing I'm very good at is looking at a problem and stripping back layer after layer like an onion peel. And what I was seeing was that the false creation of money by the banking system in the form of credit was actually creating an enormous asset bubble right across markets, in property, in stock markets, even the bond market. And I thought this does not augur very well for the public, because all the television adverts are about buy property, take out a loan, use a credit card. And I just felt the public were being abused by the banking system. It wasn't just banks, it was the government and central banks all played a part in trying to push up the property market and create this false sense of wealth. So I went through a process of saying, what if the bubble burst? Because I studied lots of financial history, and I love seeing the way that human behaviour repeats itself time and again. So I went through a phase of almost getting into a time machine, like in H.G. Wells' book, going to the future and saying, if this crashes, what are the knock-on effects? So I wrote the book based on the cause, effect and consequence of a crash before it happened. Now, to make it more readable, I compared the use and abuse of debt to that of drugs. So broke down the book into three parts. This is the cause, effect, consequence being party time, hangover, detox and rehab. Because debt is very addictive and it's easy to justify borrowing more and more, whether it's you, me, the government, corporations. Everyone had a hand in building this up. So we're now going through a witch hunt of blaming people, but we all took part in this and we're all going to solve it together. Well, the crash itself was the first domino falling, which has spun off one of many megatrends, like a brick in a pond. The reverberations are going on in all corners of the world. So what I did is I wrote it in the sequence of saying countries will print money, currencies will devalue, and therefore to protect yourself, you need the likes of precious metals and commodities going ahead. But that's not the solution, that's just an antidote in the short term. In the longer run, we need financial reform. And this is why I wrote a chapter called 2020 Vision, discussing how the economic crash is actually going to be very beneficial. It's going to hurt, but there is a logic and reason behind it. So where people see fear, I see opportunity and reform.